So we're going to move on to the Patriots game here, guys. We have the Patriots coming up at Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday. We've already played them in Foxborough this season and beat them by a heel. But yeah, this is a game that looks winnable. We have Drake May coming in. We played Jacoby Brissett last time. When we played the Patriots, Jacoby Brissett was their starting quarterback. This time it's Drake May. So I'm going to start off with Drake May because Drake May is a guy who I liked a lot coming out of college. Went to North Carolina, typically a basketball school, and my first thought was I didn't realize the Patriots needed a power forward, but but no, it's typically a basketball school. Drake May coming out of college here. I liked him. I liked him a lot. I liked his mobility. I liked his athleticism. I like his maturity. I think he's a good leader. And by and large, it looks like he's figuring it out in the NFL. It looks like he's really kind of, he's not a deer in the headlights here. He belongs in the NFL, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So give me your initial thoughts on Drake May first and foremost here, Anthony.
Yeah, this team is hard to figure out, and May especially. I think he's played some good games, but in the games that they've won, surprisingly enough, it wasn't because he played a particularly good game. In the games where he's thrown for 240 plus, they were behind by a lot in those games. So just slinging the ball to try to catch up. I think May has looked okay. I think he wasn't supposed to play this year. The Patriots fans that I've heard and seen on the internet didn't want him to play this year. They were hoping Brissett could survive the entire season. But you got to understand Gerard Mayo is playing for his job as well, so he needs to get some spark in there. So I think May can be dangerous. We just saw Gardner Minshew throw all around the town on us. If they come in with a similar game plan to try to get Hunter Henry involved or try to take advantage of our middle linebackers with a speedy guy, maybe they get Kendrick Bourne in there a little more, who is shown flashes, but I think Demario Douglas is the big problem. Yeah. I think they could give us a fit. I mean, listen, this game screams spoiler, right? This is a division opponent who sees their other division rival trying to make a comeback from a horrific start to a season to make the playoffs. Why would they not want to be the ones to destroy that dream? And I could see Drake May leading that charge because I think he's played well enough against, and well enough that he could get it done against us.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of what I was kind of going to get into here, Anthony. Whereas it feels like a spoiler game. It feels like a game. In spite of, I don't want to think that way, but it kind of feels that way. So, Steve, what are your thoughts on this? Kind of talk me off the ledge a little bit here.
Yeah, I don't think he's the next Tom Brady, but I also think that he is going to be the next face of that quarterback franchise there. He is kind of only getting a little bit better. He, has been throwing picks more these last 3 games than he has the first. How many games does he have? 7. So the first 4 or 5 games, he only had 2, and now he's got 4 the last 3 games. But his passing percentage, 2 out of 3 he completes, and the yardages are only going up. He almost had 300 yards twice. Once against Jacksonville, once against the Rams. It's pretty good for a rookie who's only got 7-8 games under his belt. Can't really call him reckless with all the picks. I would call that more of a learning experience. But for the body of work that we're seeing from him, I think Patriots fans ultimately can be happy with what they're seeing. I don't think he's a threat this year or next year, but if they keep the faith and the patience, I think they can really build this kid.
Yeah, I agree.
Talk you off the ledge. Don't worry, Keith.
Talk me off the ledge, Josh.
I'll talk you off the ledge. All right. So as for true, you know what? Let me put this up real quick. Hold on a second.
I did it already. No, you put the other
Boom. 6-0. That should tell you everything you need to know, right? We're 6-0 against the Pats. I don't see it changing. But 3 stats, right, that should give you hope. 17 sacks in 7 games that he's taken. Their offensive line is hot garbage. The Pats offense ranks 31st in the league, averaging 281 yards per game total, and their defense ranks 20th. I mean, if we are a team coming into firing on all cylinders, we're starting to, right? We're getting the long drives going. We're playing very, very good football right now. Yes, Drake May. I like all three of you said. I think Drake May was my top quarterback coming out of the draft. Shout out to Brian, my best friend, one of my really good friends, who is a huge Drake May and Tar Heel fan. He called it. He's absolutely correct. I should have listened to him in my dynasty league and taken him in the first round, but that's a whole nother story.
Knicks, buddy.
I wanted to, but I ended up trading back and I got shafted. But anyways, I mean, I got a ton of stats, and maybe this isn't the right. Maybe we'll get to those statistical questions here in a minute. But 17 sacks in 7 games, bad offensive line, 31st ranked offense, 20th ranked defense. I don't see how they can beat us. Right? I mean, it might be close. It might be a little nail biter here and there, but we'll get the victory.
Yeah, I like it. This is also a classic look ahead game because the Dolphins have the Patriots on Sunday at home, and then they have a big one on Thanksgiving Day. If they get past the Patriots, they have a big one. They have a big game on Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving night in Lambeau against the Packers. So this is a classic look ahead game. So the Dolphins need to focus on the Patriots, focus on rushing this bad offensive line. I think they need to focus on containing Ramondre Stevenson, maybe getting him to fumble for a change because he had a bit of a problem with that earlier on in the season that got him benched. And getting Drake May's face. This is not a team that's going to overwhelm you with their talent, a lot like the Raiders. They've got holes.
Yeah,
they've got holes. They've got holes both defensively and offensively, and the Dolphins need to exploit them. So talk to me about some of those holes, Anthony.
Yeah, I think the holes we need to exploit is pretty much the entire defense, right? I looking at the defense, they have 2 really good defensive ends who can be disruptors in Keon White and Dietrich Wise Jr. But outside of that, I'm not seeing the Christian Gonzalez we've seen in the past. I'm not seeing this defense that we've gotten accustomed to being really good with Bill Belichick as head coach. Even as late as last year, we were saying, well, the Patriots offense is hot garbage, but at least their defense is keeping them in games. That's just not the case this year. The defensively, they're giving up points left and right. I mean, they let Jacksonville score 32 points. Jacksonville. That team's out there looking like a high school team right now, and they scored 32 points.
JV team. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, the biggest weakness we can exploit, aside from them having a rookie quarterback, and maybe our defense can do something against them, but I say build on your strengths. Our strength is our offense. Let us rip. Let them go too high. Throw it deep, all right? Just challenge them on this. Challenge the fact that Tyreek will be better than anything they can put up against him. If you throw a pick or two, that's completely fine. But I want to see us really push that ball downfield. Don't let them in the game like we did last time, right? Don't let them hang around. That's a game we should have lost. I've talked about it time and time again. We have Tua back this time. Let's just let it rip and take advantage of that defense.
Yep. Look, Tua's a Patriot killer, man. I'm not trying to jinx it, but I say it every time we play him. He's undefeated against them.
Yeah,
and he's undefeated against 5. We're 6-0. 5 of those victories were against much better Patriots teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Last year at home, we beat them 31-17. I would love us to repeat that.
Yeah, certainly possible. Certainly. This is a game we need to win. This is a game we need to win. This is a game we should win. So let's get into predictions. How do we see this game playing out? Steve, tell me how you see this game playing out.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't take too much gambling advice from me, but I would take the over. I would take the points. I would take the Miami Dolphins, and I would bet the house because I think we are going to whoop their butt. I feel like this is going to be one of them 2023 games where, Tua's had 2 kind of good games in a row. I feel like Tyreek Hill has, kind of warmed up the engine a little bit. I feel like you're going to see a big game out of him. I feel like you're going to see a big game blocking out of the offensive line. I think the holes are going to open up. Ingold's coming back. I think we're going to run for 125 altogether. Pass for over 3. And I think we're going to put up 45 points on the Patriots.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Whoa.
Look at you. All right.
Mr. Pessimistic, turning that frown upside down, baby.
No,
Wow.
no.
45 points. Okay.
I think
Well,
so.
Crap.
I love it.
That's the whole spread, by the way. I think we're going to cover the spread ourselves.
Okay.
Jesus. Take the under. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
You know
That's why I
what?
said don't take gambling advice from me. But if I were to,
I have them winning 13-10. No, I'm kidding. I just
No. All right. So 45 to what, Steve?
27.
45 to 27. Wow.
I will let them score points because our defense they can't stop a cold. So,
all right. They've proven in the past that they can stop a cold, though.
they can, but
they held the Rams without a
when
touchdown. They held,
yes, that was by far their most impressive defensive game. But overall, I've seen more bad. Okay, when Tua was hurt, they weren't getting the best field position, but they weren't getting anything for a loss. Every play was for a gain. I haven't seen them really get any 3 and outs without a penalty in a long time.
Fair enough. Dolphins, they got one against the Raiders last week, by the way.
3 and out, did they? Without the penalty? Because I remember the one with the penalty.
Maybe there's a penalty involved. Dolphins 34, Pats 14. True Fins fan sees a blowout as well. 6-0 against the Patriots. Campbell and Seal lead on Sunday. Okay. And then, just in case we didn't catch it the first time, True Fan came back in and told us
He
34.
doubled down on it.
Yeah.
Actually,
right.
tripled. It's up there too.
Yeah. All right. So, Josh, give me a prediction here, man.
I got Dolphins winning 27-13.
Okay. 27-13. Anthony, prediction?
Yeah, I mean, I think if the Patriots are going to win this game, it's going to be behind Ramondre Stevenson on offense and Keon White on defense. Seriously, if you haven't seen White this year, because who the hell's watching the Patriots? Nobody. Go check him out. The dude's amazing. They have a real gem in this kid. But I think that we win this 31-13.
Okay. I have a closer game than all you guys. They beat the Rams 28-23 last week. I see this game being 28-21. I think this Patriots team is tougher than people give them credit for, and I think this Dolphins team has had the tendency to kind of play down to their opponents a little bit. So, against the Raiders, that game should have been decided midway through the fourth quarter, and yet it was still in flux later on. I see this game being similar to that, where we're not going to breathe until the clock hits 0. Unfortunately, I'd like to breathe. I'd like it to be a little easier than it's going to be, but so I see a 28-21 victory for the Dolphins. Josh, you said you were going to hit us with some stats.
Yes. So far, I'm superstitious when it comes to football. If for those of you that don't know me too well, I've been last 3 weeks. I've spewed out random stats about our opponent versus ours. We've won every game. I'm going to keep doing it until we lose. Sorry, just got to deal with it. So Patriots team stats: 189 total first downs, 64 rushing, 104 of those are passing, 21 are by penalty. So 189 total first downs to our 194 total. Right. These stats paint a picture of the two teams, right? So 53 out of 153 third down conversions. We're 55 for 129, or 55 of 129. They're 9 for 13 on fourth downs. We're 5 of 18. They average 4.4 yards per play. We're at 4.9. They average 4.4 rushing yards. We average 4.2. 5.9 average passing yards. We're at 6.8. And field goals were pretty much even. 19 of 22, 19 of 23 for us.
I would have thought we had a better average running the ball. 4.2.
I did too. I was shocked when I saw that. But don't forget, we have a lot of negative rushes with Wright and Mostert.
Yeah, fair enough.
I will say if we do that whole quarter season equation where we look at the last 4 games, it's a 2-2 team versus a 2-2 team. So
yeah, true.
It could be a closer match than we.
And look,
I don't think so, but
I mean, every year we say this, right? When a division team plays a division team, I mean, how many times did we play the Super Bowl champs, the eventual Super Bowl champs in the Patriots, and
Yeah.
it was 20-27.
Yeah.
We lost. Or we played the Bills with Josh Allen, and we're a couple weeks ago, and we lost, albeit on a shitty Jordan Poyer play. Shocker. But we should have won that game. I mean, like, who the heck knows, right?
Or when the Patriots were Super Bowl champions, they'd come down to Miami, and my best friend's a Patriots fan, and he always said strange things happen to the Patriots in Miami. So yeah, division games, you throw out the records. And you just, because these two teams, they know everything about one another. They see each other twice a year. We saw them already this season. Still haven't seen the Jets yet.
We get Ingold and Fuller back, hopefully.
Yes.
And Dedrick Wise is DNP in practice for the last 2 days. So
yeah, I did see that. Yeah, if they don't have Wise, then oh my gosh. Poor Patriots fans.
Yeah. But again, this is not a game we look past. This is not a game that I'm not looking past the Patriots.
And I don't think they are. I don't think we are either. I really don't.
I don't think we are either. But I would like to remind, if you're watching this, Mike McDaniel,
which he is.
Yeah, of course he is.
I'm after this.
Don't look past the Patriots. This is not a team to look past. It's not a team to be trifled with because it's an NFL team.
And now bringing up our special guest of the evening, Mike McDaniel. No, I'm kidding.
And
honestly, I don't know if I'd be able to listen to him talk.
Oh, God, yeah. Sorry, Mike, you're cut off. 2 minutes is all we had for you.